too right.
I think these are all the funnest people in the company for the most part.
Too right.
I love it. I'm going to go with TBA because it's not been announced yet. And that's usually a thing.
That is a thing. TBA usually is not announced yet. You nailed that. I'm glad we have you here, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
You're like the Mike Tenay of our show. You just fucking explain it down to a T. So we got you here for.
Well, you know, someone out there just doesn't get it, okay?
I
got to
know
do it.
So that's your official pick, the whoever hasn't been announced yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. As far as we know, there's only one person left, so you know, I have to. I think it's dumb for AEW at this point with all of the coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff going on. I think it's dumb for them to bring in new people. I don't think it's smart, but I could just almost see. You don't have to sign a contract to bring somebody in and pay them for a night. I could see Drew Gulak pulling in the TBA. He doesn't have a 90-day compete clause because the WWE chose not to renew the contract. He wasn't let go. He didn't leave.
That would be amazing.
So, but I would rather it be to somebody on their roster and keep building their roster. So, but in a big match like this, it doesn't hurt to have somebody in like a one. I mean, they could bring Jeff Cobb back. They only used Jeff Cobb for a couple shows and then didn't do anything with him again. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to pick up a check right now.
I would assume it's going to be somebody like Cobb who's going to tear through all these small guys.
Yeah, it could be anybody. Obviously, anybody fits in a ladder match. You can have big beasts. You can have high flyers. You could have grapplers. You can put anybody in there.
Have Joey Janela, and he would just fit right in the roster of the match as is.
Oh, awesome, right? As far as some of the most entertaining folks, he's there with 3 underlines. I picked Orange Cassidy to start with because
so did I.
He's the most over guy, and he's the guy you can see just after 15 minutes of mayhem, everybody's doing something around the ring, and he just walks up and nonchalantly grabs it and just doesn't even give a shit. I would love it.
With his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, right? So I could see it, but I just don't think it makes sense, and I don't see Orange Cassidy. I don't think he deserves an AEW championship match right now. I'm not saying that person would win the title, but I just don't think he deserves it. I don't think, I'm going to sound horrible, sound like Bruce Pritchard here. I don't think he needs a title, at least not in this point in his career. I think he's fine without a title.
Yeah. I mean, he is the attraction himself. The belt around his waist wouldn't do anything different.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with, and it's almost anti-Orange Cassidy anyways, because he shouldn't give a shit.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Darby Allin, somebody who really could use this. And again, I don't think he would win the championship, but I would like to see him get a real championship match.
This would be the first time he's had a chance.
Right. Otherwise, you got people like Phoenix, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, Kip Sabian, who aren't really in the big singles run, so they don't need it.
I think it's really odd that Scorpio Sky and Kazarian are both in it. Like, I want to see them hit each other.
I think they will. There will be that one point where they're like face to face, and then they gotta fight it out, and then they go their separate ways again. You know, I don't think it's gonna break them up or nothing.
No.
Colt Cabana at this stage in his career should just be putting people over, and you can do that by winning the championship. But I don't need to see Colt Cabana versus Jon Moxley. If that's who I'm picking, I don't know who I'm picking. I don't need to see Jon Moxley versus Colt Cabana or Brody Lee versus Colt Cabana. I just don't need to see it.
Yeah,
I'm going Darby Allin. I'm going all in on Darby Allin.
I think it's a real safe pick to go with Darby Allin. I could see him lose a championship match a million times over and still be behind him.
He's one of those guys. Again, I'm going to pull out a Bruce Pritchard quote here. He talks about when people used to send in when they'd send in tapes because they wanted to get a look from the guys in WWE, and all they would have is their hits and them winning their matches and like their best moves and just all that. He's like, show me you selling. Show me you getting your ass beat. Show me you lose a match. Let me see how you lose a match, how you still look good losing a match, how you put the other person over when you lost a match. Everybody looks good when they win. I want to see you lose. And Darby Allin, can definitely lose and not only make himself look good, but make his opponent look good.
Yes.
He's a good loser. Yes. Sadly. And now, on to Paystee's most favorite event of the night. We got the AEW TNT Championship finale.
Yes!
Cody taking on Vance Archer. Or is it Lance Archer? It's Lance Archer today. I think this is going to be a big brawl. I dare say I'm afraid it's going to be a bloodbath because Cody just seems to be addicted to those. And he's going to ruin them for AEW. You can only see them so many times before they've lost their luster. But they're really selling this big Lance boy. And I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a brawl.
Some shit if we found out that Cody was really the son of Ric Flair.
Woo! That'd be awesome.
That's why he likes to bleed so much. He does it for his daddy.
Great.
I mean,
well, when you got that platinum blonde hair, it works so well, really.
Yeah.
It worked for Hogan, it worked for Flair, it works for Cody. It worked for Dusty, So, Cody, everybody knows how I feel about Cody. He's solid. I don't think he's as great as he thinks he is. And I think he should be putting people over. And I think it doesn't just need to be his friends. This would be a good spot to let Lance Archer. I would be okay with Lance Archer just Brock Lesnaring him and letting Cody have no offense.
Oh, geez.
And just fucking him up. And I think it would really help build Lance Archer as this big behemoth badass. He's one of their biggest guys in the company. And he's not that huge of a guy, but this company doesn't have a lot of big guys. So beast him up.
Which is a benefit, because, I mean, you can only go up, I guess, from there, essentially. Like, you're going to bring in bigger guys down the line, and that's going to change the face of everything. I don't know. This is going to be a good match. I'm hoping it's not Brock Lesnar. I will really want to see a, 15-minute bout between these guys. And that's me being lax, I guess, because I could go for more. I haven't seen a lot of Lance Archer because I haven't been watching, but I am looking forward to this. I gotta go with Cody because he can't win the big one, and so he should probably win this one first. And then if Darby wins that other match and then chooses to go for the TNT Championship because it's an AEW Championship match, then we get Cody versus Darby for it, and Darby could take it, and it would be amazing. I don't know.
And I've said from the beginning that this tournament was Cody's to win. I swear they made it for Cody. But when it came down to him and Lance Archer, I didn't think Lance Archer would make it to the finals, to be honest.
No. Especially with being new to the company.
Yeah, I think if you're going to push him all the way, if you're going to push him this far, I think you push him all the way. But Cody's easily a safe bet, probably the safer bet.
We did, when the TNT Championship was announced, we did call it was coming down to Cody versus Lance. Because we talked about how we wanted Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake to get into it together.
Oh, yeah. Jake's with Lance, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot that. I knew it was Jake the Snake and Arn Anderson. I forgot who Jake was with. My bad.
Yes. Then we have a no DQ or count out AEW Women's Championship match. Seeing Nyla Rose take on Hikaru Shida. This will be a fun one. Shida puts on a great match. Nyla Rose is a dominant champion. This will be fun. Obviously, Beef Sticks Podcast is going with Nyla Rose.
Yeah, I'm picking Nyla also.
Yeah.
Shida's badass. Shida's awesome. Shida would be a great representation of your women's championship. I just want to see Nyla Rose be that 18-month champion.
Yes.
I just think it would be great. I don't know why, but I do. So yeah, I'm going Rose as well. No surprise there. And then on to your main event, AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley defending his belt against the illustrious, the dark Brody Lee, the exalted one, if you will. And I like Brody Lee. I think he is world champion material. I don't think now is the time or the place. I think
you
Moxley...
can't really have 3 WWE guys in a row. hold your main championship. Can you?
You shouldn't. Let's put it that way. You shouldn't. And I just noticed, I don't know who the tag champs are, but there isn't a tag championship on here.
I think it's the
so
Bucks.
I'm kind of picking for no championships to change hands, although the TNT one would be new. So you can do that. You can have both your champions retain because you're still getting a new champion with the TNT championship one. So I think that makes sense. I'm sticking John Mox, baby.
Yeah, Mox rocks my socks. Got to go with him. Like I said, I don't think it'd be wise to have Brody Lee be the third WWE guy to hold your main championship. I'm looking forward to the numbers game in this, though, and if Brody Lee does come out, I don't think I'll be disappointed.
I won't. He definitely was. I mean, we said from the beginning that Brody Lee, Luke Harper, was just underutilized in WWE.
Yeah.
So much so, and it'd be great to see him get his due. And depending on how they do it, I mean, these are two, we kind of alluded to it. I don't know if we were on the air, if this was before the air, but Moxley and Brody Lee have faced each other in CZW hardcore matches. So it would be great to see maybe Brody, maybe Brody loses, but it's under maybe he loses by like disqualification or something. Yeah, like let's say it's a kind of a shit finish, a fuck finish, which I don't usually like, but then you can have the second match,
yes,
and you can have Brody go over and Moxley go over that time. Then you have the rubber match, and then you have the hardcore bloody match that we don't need Cody involved in.
Yeah,
but that I know these two guys, I know these two guys can do it. I think that would be awesome. Some of the old, I don't know how many CZW fans watch AEW, but the 7 or 5 of us, we'd definitely mark out for it.
Yeah. I mean, this match alone is enough to mark out for if you're a CZW fan.
Oh, right.
It's good. It's good seeing the full circle of everything. This is going to be fun. Like I said, I think there's going to be a numbers game here. I think Brody's going to bring out the whole goon squad.
He's going to bring out 10, baby. Well, he can't bring out Stu Grayson and Uno. So, who else do they got? Stu Grayson, Uno, and 10, ain't it?
Stu Grayson and Uno, that's because they're in Canada or something, right?
Correct. The Canadian border is shut down, and they can't make it. Just not allowed. It's illegal. So I guess, they just throw random, local guys under masks, I guess, huh?
Eric Rowan.
Good old Eric the Red, or what is his name? It should have been Eric the Red, and it's not. What is it?
I don't know.
Is it Redbeard?
Maybe.
Is it just Redbeard or Eric Redbeard? Or
we don't need another pirate gimmick in wrestling.
Eric the Red wasn't a pirate. He was a Norse warrior.
Okay, but Redbeard would be a pirate.
Yeah, Redbeard would be. I like Eric the Red, the Norse warrior.
Yeah, and then he can go join the Viking War Raider experience.
Hey, he could be your TBA up in the ladder match and then come back under a hood, but with a giant red beard sticking out for the Brody Lee Moxley match.
That's awesome.
Wouldn't that be great if you had Eric Rowan, under a mask with a big red beard sticking out, and you had 10, who I'm assuming, this is just me again, just spitballing, that it's Ty Dillinger, and I know Ty Dillinger is full of tats, so if it is him, if he's not covered, you can tell it's him. So it'd just be awesome to have two guys in the ring under masks that we obviously know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd kind of be fun.
It would be fun. That cheesy, corny fun that we all love so much in wrestling.
I like corn.
Corn is good. Corn on the cob.
So that is our picks.
Killed the show.
Well, do we can we come up with a tiebreaker? We don't have a tiebreaker. Do we have something we could throw out for a tiebreaker? Do we want to throw out a Do we want to guess how many if people make it? I don't know. Britt Baker does. How about that? Does Britt Baker make it? You're gonna say you don't think she does, right?
I don't think she does. That's why I changed my answer.
Yeah. So that's a good tiebreaker right there.
Mm-hmm.
Britt Baker, here or not? And Paystee says not. and Matt.